Yes, the Eagles lose 32-9 to the Bucks, which ends their 2023-24 season. And you're trying to pick up all the pieces and figure out how it all went so bad so quickly. And look, there's a lot of things that you look at, Tone. I mean, again, they were, as much as they didn't have any business, it's weird. The first half to me felt like the early part of the season when the Eagles were winning. What I mean by that is they were getting completely outplayed, but somehow they were still in it because the Bucks were shooting themselves in the foot with dropping deep balls, right? So you think to yourself, all right, maybe in a weird way, like this is sort of, they're getting back to who they were. And then, you know, that the safety happens and the wheels completely came off. But then that part was very much like the second half of the season, right? One little thing triggered an avalanche. So you saw who they were, right? I mean, you saw exactly who they were. It's crazy, man. It was bad.
The moment they got the safety, I said, yeah, this game's over. The moment I saw
totally
it, I didn't think they were winning the game before that, but the safety solidified it. I'm like, this team is good enough to overcome that. So, yeah, man. Sometimes I ask myself, when did I stop trusting this team?
I mean, do you think the Niners game broke them? Is it as simple as that, or is it they were getting kind of lucky early?
If I'm keeping it 100 with myself,
yeah,
then the Niners game broke me.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I
don't think you're not the only one.
The Niners game broke me.
Yeah,
when I saw that Niners game, I said, "Oh, we're not winning the Super Bowl." That's my first thought to myself, and it hasn't, and it hasn't dissipated since then. You know. So I think the Bills game sapped every bit of magic they had left, and the Niners the Niners put a wounded dog out of his misery, and then the Dallas Cowboys, you know, showed up to be the pallbearers at the funeral.
Well, all right, but then here's my follow up to that, and I think you're right, but my follow up to that is like, how weak were you mentally that broke you? It was a regular season game. Like, that happens. You lose regular season games. San Francisco lost 3 straight. Why were they able to respond? You know, it's not like it can't. Look at Kansas City. Tone, look at how bad they played all year. Look at what they're doing now at the most important time of the season. Like, why were they so mentally fragile this year?
Because they weren't never mentally strong to begin with, right? I don't like using this term loosely, but they were front runners.
Yeah.
They were front runners but we didn't realize it because they were always in the front.
Right.
Right. You don't realize you're a front runner until you're in the back. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a bumper sticker, isn't it?
Right. That is a bumper sticker. I like that.
That could really be a bumper sticker, actually.
Let me write that down. Front
runner. We're splitting that profit, my friend.
Front runner, back. You don't realize
you're a front runner till you're in the back, and then that's on the back of a car. I
should have saved that. I should have saved that for the pre-production meeting because now someone's going to take
it. Yeah, someone's going to steal it from us. Yeah.
Oh my God, man, that is hilarious. You don't realize you're a front runner until you're in the back.
Yeah.
You don't realize, you guys. But here's the thing. That's what it was. They were front runners all along.
Yeah.
We didn't realize it, and we never thought that the Philadelphia Eagles were that kind of team. We thought we were above that level of criticism, or we thought we didn't think we were that low of human, right? You know, that we were front runners. You know, we always called the Cowboys front runners, and we always called other teams the Eagles were front runners.
Yeah.
The moment they had any kind of real heat, any pressure on them, any kind of adversity, the moment they got punched in the mouth bad, because think about it, prior to that, they didn't really have no bad losses for real. You know, the Jets loss, okay, it was rough. But we moved on from it. Everyone's liable to, you know, lay an egg. But that Niners game, it broke them in such a way where they realized that there's no way they can compete for a Super Bowl. They knew then they couldn't win a Super Bowl. So when you know that already, when all season you've been propped up as being a contender, you've propped yourself up and you've been fed, you know, the jargon that you're one of the better teams in the league, and then you come across a bigger, badder wolf, you run home with your tail tucked between your legs, and now there's no point for you to hunt Little Red Riding Hood anymore. There's no point for you to hunt the 3 little pigs because you know damn well you can't play in that forest that the big wolves play at. You know what I mean?
Better
You
stay
have
in the
no
house.
you have no ownership of the
Better go back to
territory here.
grandma's house or wherever you were coming from. Yeah.
Go back to grandma's house. Do
Yeah.
whatever you got to do because you can't eat out here with the real wolves.
Mhm.
And that's and I think they knew then. And when you know that, just think about that, right? Think about having expectations for something, and then on your way to meeting those expectations, you have a speed bump, or you come across a pothole that just makes you realize, whoa, I'm nowhere near as close as I thought I was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, take it. The other
That's
part,
exactly what we saw.
Yeah, no, your analysis I think is spot on, but take it a step further. So this is again like big picture here. The other thing that Howie and Jeffrey need to do is you need to weed out the quitters, man. Like you better figure out who the guys are who jumped ship and who didn't, and make some real legitimate changes. And if it's guys that you feel like are still core pieces for you, you better sit them down and be like, hey man, the film doesn't lie here. Like there's a lot of stuff that you could look at with Jordan Davis and say, hey, Jordan, I get you may not be in the tip-top shape that you need to be in, but dude, what you're putting on film is not acceptable, bro. Like this is not going to happen. Like there was a play last night. Again, I was looking at one of Baldy's breakdowns. Jordan Davis is happy just to be shoved aside as the running back coming, to the other side of him. He's just accepting of it because I think he's too tired.
Everybody went that way. He went that way.
Yeah, to try to throw the guy off him. And I'm like, that's the kind of stuff, dude. Like that's losing football right there. And I'm not just picking on him. There's a lot of guys that were making business decisions last night that need to be out of here, like really fast.
Yeah. And look, man, I'm not a football savant. I'm just an enthusiast. I like the game.
Yeah.
I don't understand I don't know all the intricacies of every position and technique, and I don't. Yeah. I'm not deep into the X's and O's like a lot of people are. I'm just not. But damn, I know when a guy's out of place. You know what I'm saying? I know when a guy isn't doing what he's supposed to be doing. I know that much. You know what I'm saying? So I try to always, when I criticize these guys, I try to be as measured as I possibly can because I've never played the position before, right? But still, man, I know what it looks like when a guy is doing something he shouldn't be doing. Period, man.
Right. And
the results show that.
Mm-hmm.
So this Philadelphia Eagles team has to get back into the lab. I'm curious. Who do you think won't be here next year that still has a contract beyond next year? You know what I mean? I'm asking you.
Okay, I'll start with Bradbury. Bradbury's
okay.
one of them, for sure.
Do you think Hassan Reddick gets another contract here?
Tone, if his asking price is crazy, I let him roll into his last year.
Do you think Josh Sweat will be here beyond his current contract?
Not unless he has a better year next year.
Just for the record, Sweat and Reddick, they're due to be free agents.
Yeah, they got 1 year left.
At the exact same time. In 2025, the 2025 free agents are Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Kevin Byard, Devontae Maddox, Jake Elliott, Landon Dickerson, Milton Williams, Zach McPherson, Kenny Gainwell, Marlon Tuipulotu, Reed Blankenship, Josh Jobe, Brenton Covey. So
I mean, there's you threw some names out that I want back, but the other thing is Devontae's going to want to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And Landon Dickerson.
And Landon Dickerson, who's been a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Yes.
He's another one, man. They got some really hard things to figure out. And you know what? You don't really want to mess around with Jake Elliott, as crazy as that sounds. And I know he's a kicker and we all kind of scoff at it, but you might want to, that's a Howie move that they'll figure out an extension with him, give him some kind of bonus and he's not going to kill you on the cap, but you talk about the guy who's almost the most automatic on the team. So
yeah, he's a high paid kicker. So
yeah.
Yeah, man, they got some decisions to make. Look, Landon Dickerson, you got to pay him. 2-time Pro Bowler, in his 3 seasons in the NFL, you got to pay him. He's top tier at his position. and I
Oh,
expect them to pay
yeah.
him.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you. Look, I think we're in a situation now where, and look, we always look at it when it comes to these contracts with these guys. Like all of a sudden now the Eagles are just making a decision on it. Howie's been thinking about this for a long time. So I think he has a pretty good handle on who he wants to bring back and who he doesn't in some cases, but not in all cases.
What do you do with Devontae Maddox?
I don't extend him at all.
I don't extend him at all in any way.
Can't stay on the field. Is he back next year? Yeah, because you're really thin back there to begin with. But you better have insurance policies better than the ones that you had this year.
Has Reed Blankenship done enough for you to signify you?
Not to start. He's done enough. He should be on the team. I mean, he's certainly done enough to be on the team.
Yeah. By the way, all these guys I'm naming are going to be free agents in 2025, not 2024. So
Reed Blankenship is back. Is it the worst thing in the world if he's starting? No, but I would actually I try to upgrade both safety positions.
I'm going to find a way to keep Milton Williams. He's going to be a free agent in 2025 as well. I'm finding a way to keep Milton Williams, unless man he has a great year next year, and then all of a sudden
he's going to outprice himself.
A team wants to throw money at him, and I can't blame him.
Yeah,
I can't blame him. You know the way he played last night.
And he probably wants to get starters minutes, and he's not going to get it with these guys.
Not going to get it in Philly.
Yeah.
You know what? If I'm being realistic, Milton Williams might be as good as going. He's probably going to want to test the market.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I cannot get mad at him.
We know how teams value D tackle. Someone's going to throw some money his way.
Right.
So he could be gone.
If Hargrave got 20 million, right?
No, 23, I think it was.
Okay. If Hargrave got like 23, what do you think Milton Williams is worth in the open market right now? I think Milton Williams is worth 10? About 15.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Between
10 and 15. Is that reasonable?
Yeah. And if Davis and Carter are still here and or Fletcher Cox comes back for one more year, that might signal bye-bye for Milton. It would be a good problem to have if he has a great year next year, because at least he's giving it to you for one more year. But right. I like Milton Williams a lot. I like him.
Listen to this, man. Currently, right now, Josh Sweat's market value, his estimated market value in 2025 is going to be an average annual salary of $21.5 million.
Damn.
Annual average. That's an estimate, right?
What's Reddick?
Hassan Reddick. His estimated average in 2025 is $15.8 million. I think what they're doing, they're factoring in age.
Yeah. Reddick's a little older than Sweat, right?
Yeah. Reddick is 30. Sweat will be 28 very soon. Mm-hmm. I think they're factoring that. Then I also think they're factoring in just their overall skill set, the measurables. Mm-hmm. Josh Sweat is more built like your prototypical edge rusher. Hassan Reddick, not so much. He has limitations.
Yeah.
So,
and you wonder now, as he gets older, if he'll hold up.
Right now, estimate, and also I think they're banking on upside with Josh Sweat. So, yeah, man, they got this offseason is going to be plagued with uncomfortable decisions, uncomfortable conversations, and they need to find a way to revitalize what it means to play Philadelphia Eagles football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I that's the other thing. You better get somebody back in here, or get somebody in here if you're making a move that's going to instill that. Because right now it's lost. It's lost. Whatever it was, whatever that trait, that it factor that they had last year is not here right now. Mm-hmm. That much is for sure. All right, let's get a timeout. Let's come back. We'll do some NFL stuff. There was another game yesterday, believe it or not. And we'll look at how the divisional round matchups have set up. We'll give you an update on Belichick, some other coordinators who are talking to teams. A lot to do between now and the end of the program. So don't go anywhere. That's Tone to Shields. I'm Rob Ellis. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Let's talk about Flynn Tree Services. Yes, they are an experienced, licensed, and insured Pennsylvania tree services company that will trim or remove any unwanted trees off of your property. They are experts trimming all types of trees, and they serve southeastern Pennsylvania, South Jersey, and Northern Delaware. Flynn Tree Services specializes in tree removal, stump grinding, as well as tree pruning. You could go to their Facebook or Instagram page for more information or a sampling of their work. Give Flynn Tree Services a call at 610-850-2848, 610-850-2848, or online at flynntreeservices.com. That's Flynn